There's absolutely listen. There's no way that these two are going to get along for the next 4 years. It's like they're two. First of all, they're both megalomaniacs. Second of all, Musk is really annoying. Like there's already reports that Trump finds him. Not that Trump is not. And brief aside, I cannot believe that I have to spend every day thinking about not one but two of these men. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, there's simply but each one of them wants to be the only one you're thinking of, right? Like each one wants his posts to be the CNN, banner. So there's absolutely like there's already, Trump's already been like, wow, he's here a lot. But also, how do you, he's so rich. So there's no way that there won't be some kind of tension or falling out or what have you. But what it is, how it manifests, whether it derails whose plans, like that, I think is still to be seen. And as you say, Rohan, like Musk, while a regular proponent of racism, happens for self-interested reasons to fall on a less xenophobic line on something that is very core to the MAGA message, which is immigrants coming to the United States to work.
I think Musk and everyone else in the sort of the set of very, very rich people who are bowing to Trump at this point, and actually I might be wrong about whether there's anyone else on that side of the line. There might be, and I'm happy to be corrected. But I think there's a big difference between someone like Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos or anyone who is, they may be donating money, they may be making certain kinds of what look like from the outside quite craven decisions on, pulling endorsements or what Zuckerberg announced yesterday about moderation policy changes. But those look like pure sort of quite deferential self-interested kind of moves where you just say, look, in my economic self-interest and the self-interest of my business is not to be seen as being opposed to a relatively volatile president. So I will do things that I think he will like and fine. And there's a broader position that most very rich oligarch party funders and so on have tended to want, by virtue of their great wealth, lower taxes, lower regulation, and so on, which is a political position, but it's not a particularly interesting one. Whereas a lot, not all, not least on the visas, but a lot of what Musk has been saying is about, political positions that are completely off base from any of his, business self-interest might be.
Yeah, he's deep into culture war.
He has absolutely no reason to want to get into questions about child abuse in the UK, for example.
Having those fights is part of his. I mean, I don't think we can discount that entirely. It is a big. He spent $44 billion on it. So
yeah, and all he got was a presidential election. So what a waste. Just kidding, sort of. Yes, you're right. You're right. But I do think that there's a personal, like, cultural interest in this that I don't know that Zuckerberg or Cook share. Like, to put it another way, when it was in for Disney to fight Ron DeSantis on supporting gay children, they did that, right? Like, now that it's going to be costly for them, I think we can expect them to go along with everybody else, because it's not like the head of Disney isn't like, wow, I really do care that we don't encourage trans children. Whereas for Musk, that's, by all posts, a deeply personal, deeply felt issue. That happens to, as you say, because he owns Twitter, aligns with his business interests.
Well, one of the things that happened after the first Modi election, I remember reporting on it and speaking to a local set of supporters in a part of the country, and one of the most insightful little comments was someone telling me sab apne aap ko Modi samjhoge, which is meaning every local leader will start to think of themselves and mold themselves in his image. I think if after in an interesting reaction I had to what you were saying, Tom, was that it's true. I think there is a difference between Musk and the rest, but the Trump years led to many other politicians in the world thinking, oh, we can be more Trump-like and it won't harm us. It's quite possible Musk operating this way unhinges a lot more of other of these business leaders who are like, actually, we can operate in that way too. And throwing cultural firebombs is one way of getting there. The space where this has worked, and it's not the big ones, is the is the DeFi crypto folks who have always been a bit like this. But who knows if Zuckerberg, besides doing his martial arts, starts going down the culture war route to get people back onto Facebook. Like, I'm not saying it will happen, but that Musk is doing it, and that it is seen maybe as a successful model might encourage others.